Всем привет! Today I'd like to tell you about our travel to Russian White Sea, which is the sea on the north of Russia. We had this travel 3 years ago in the summer of 2022. First of all, I'd like to show you where it is. First of all, let me show you where Severodvinsk is located. Here is a White Sea, so this is the Russia. Here is Finland, and White Sea is here. Here is Arkhangelsk, and we went here to the Severodvinsk. Arkhangelsk means city of angels, so like Los Angeles. Severodvinsk, Sever means north, and I'll write you what is Dvina, because I don't know actually what is that. Why I've chosen this destination? Well, because I love north. I wanted to travel to Northern Sea, and actually, I would love to travel to all Russian North, but these districts are very undeveloped for tourism. And at least I knew that in Severodvinsk, I knew the people who came there, and they swam in the sea. They said that there is a beach or some kind of beach. This city is not touristic at all. It's industrial city. And usually people go there to business trip if their jobs connected with engineering, with machine engineering, with producing some, something like this, some ventures, some big machines, industrial machines. There are submariners in this city because I saw the submarine in the sea. That was a bit creepy. So I mean that this is such kind of city, not touristic, but that's why I was interested in this city. I wanted to see what is that, but I wanted to be sure that it's possible to have some sea rest there, maybe. That's why we went there. First we flew by plane to Arkhangelsk. Here you can see closer how it was going. So Arkhangelsk is here, Severodvinsk is here. So we took the taxi here and have a route for 40 minutes by taxi to come to our city, our point, our destination point. And I forgot to tell that it was a problem with hotels in Severodvinsk because city is not for tourists. There were some hotels for business trips, but they were in city center, and the fact is that Severodvinsk is like that. This is the city center of Severodvinsk, and we lived here. It's called Island Yagre. Here you can live with access to the sea shore, and also here is a small research, pine forest research, a sanctuary with some kind of birds, animals, but it's actually quite tiny. So we lived on an island, and to get to the city center you needed to take the bus and go this way here. And all the business hotels were here, and they were quite bad actually. It's not like a normal hotel. Here there was one hotel, but it was quite expensive. It was like $35 per day for a small room just with a bed for 2 people. So I decided to rent a flat, and it also was tricky because they rent a flat there. Again, mostly for people who go for business trips, but also for people, for example, from Arkhangelsk who come to the sea. And I texted to the owner, to the flat owner, and yes, it probably was okay. There were many good reviews, but when we came there, It was so squalid. It was, I don't know, the whole district, this district Yagre, it's very squalid. All these blocks of flats, there were lots of alcoholics everywhere, and our block of flats was like that too. There were no light inside, and also we booked a flat on the 8th floor, but she confused the flats, the woman, the owner, because she had several flats. She rented to rent. So, and she gave us the wrong flat on the 2nd floor. For me, that was not a big difference, but still, and the flat, it was not really cozy. It was not so bad, but for example, I wouldn't walk there just barefoot. I always was in some shoes, in some home shoes, at least when I was taking a shower, for example, or when I was going to toilet. I never like sat there because I don't know, I felt it was not really pleasant. There was a kitchen, but we never used it. So yeah. And when we had a walk, when we walked around, well, I can't say that I didn't like it, but it was just very sad, very pathetic, maybe. I don't know, because everything was so shabby, and the beach was good, and the sea, it was cold. It was from 15 to 18 degrees. We spent there 5 days, and actually 5 days, that was absolutely enough because it's nothing to do there. So I swam. I'm okay with the cold water. The sea was very calm, no waves. I like waves, but okay, it's typical for such kind of northern seas. And so I was swimming there. But for many people, it's of course it's quite cold, and I was surprised that this district actually it could be quite cool because it's located on the sea. The nearby there was a like pine forest, and but yeah, it was just with these shabby blocks of flats with many not wealthy people, and I don't mind walking in such kind of places, but I just mean that it looked a bit sad. For example, there was a school and it was located just on the sea shore, and I thought that it's so cool that you have a school on the sea shore and like in California and somewhere else, like in the movies, but it was not like in the movies. So yeah, and what I liked, of course, it was the north, it was a July and polar day, very light, even in the night time, even in the late evening, we could walk and it was quite okay. I felt safe there, so yes, I was not alone, but I felt quite safe, even late in the evening. Despite despite it that there were lots of alcoholics, but I felt quite safe. What surprised me, one day, the second day, it was rainy day. The whole day it was raining. The rain poured, and we decided to go to the city center because we couldn't spend time on the seashore, for example. And we phoned for a taxi, and no, we didn't phone. We used the app first, and we just couldn't like make an order. So no one just wanted to go here because they all were here, and they just didn't took our order. And only when we phoned to their service, they how to say it, made our neighbor from neighborhood house come and drive us to the city center. And that was crazy because this city it's I forgot to say that it's 200,000 people, so it's not small. It's not a small town, but we just couldn't call for a taxi, and that was quite weird. There were very good restaurants, lots of good restaurants. I really love the restaurants. They were quite nice, quite pleasant. The food was tasty. I was very impressed that there were so many good restaurants. We went to the cat cafe with table games the day when it was quite rainy, and it was the only place we could come because it was nothing there, actually nowhere to go if the weather is bad. And I loved it in general, but actually I don't like this kind of cafes because they like using animals, and but at least their cats have their own space where people can't come into, and there were not so many people. But one cat, when I made a photo with him, in several seconds, luckily he went away and started vomiting. That was not very pleasant, but in general it was okay. Oh, I forgot to tell how much we paid for the flat. For the flat we paid $20. $20. It must be 13, but we asked for the discount because per day, because they confused the flats, the stocks, and that's why they made a discount, and it was $20 per day. So the first day was okay, despite we were very shocked with the flat, with the house, but no, in general, not so bad. The second day was sad because of the rain, and the first half of the day we just didn't know what to do. We couldn't get out from our district to the city center. The third day was quite good. It was really sunny, and our district turned into some resort city. Many people came, they played volleyball. It was very pleasant there. Yeah, I thought that I'm in some other place. The fourth day was, it was very foggy, and some people who took maybe a day off, or they wanted to catch the sun, like it was the day before they came to the seashore, and they sat in this fog, and someone tried to swim. I swam almost every day except the day with the fog and the day with the rain, so 3 days from 5. And the last day was very sunny and very warm, and we were very upset that we need to leave, because we needed to leave, and the day was really cool for the sea. But I swam during the morning, in the 8 o'clock in the morning. So something like this. Talking about the rest of the city, yes, it's very industrial. There are a lot of factories there. Yeah, doing some technical machines and all that stuff. It was interesting. I love just walking through the cities and see the atmosphere, how it's going on there, how people live there. And in general, it was very interesting for me to visit this city because I love going to some not touristic places. Actually, I can tell you that I don't like to go to the typical places for tourists where there are lots of people, and I think there is no vibe, no real sense of the city, of the country, because it's for tourists. Everything is made for tourists there, and it's not so much real thing there. So for me, it was a very good experience to visit this city. I wouldn't like to go there one more time, but I'm very happy that I visited it. 5 days was more than enough, and I'll show the photos in the video. I'll show some videos, and I hope that it will be interesting for you to watch it. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that it was interesting for you. So thank you for watching, and пока-пока. The next time I'll tell you about Arkhangelsk, because after Severodvinsk we spent 1 day in Arkhangelsk, and then we flew away.
Еще недавно был ливень. А сейчас опять солнце. Видимо, ветром его все-таки сносит, но все равно туман. Да. Вот такой туман.
А смотри, он прям такой как...
Да, иди с фонариком вот так вот. Пол 11 вечера, мы идем домой. Сейчас будем взламывать дверь. О боже. Нас там ждет Лейка.
Да, я очень надеюсь.
А там просто ничего.